All right, we are back, and just a quick announcement. Thank you for all the calls. Giveaway for 2 complimentary tickets to Canopy Lake Park. The winner is Evelyn Foster in Nashua, New Hampshire. And let's move to our next guest. She is Billie Allen, spelled Billie Allen. I always do that if people want to Google them. And she is the author of Superstar, Volumes 1 and 2, Broken Wings, Love Interrupted. The book is published by Tate Publishing. You can go to tatepublishing.com, amazon.com, barnesandnoble.com. And Billie, it's great to have you with us.
It's nice to be here with you.
The book, tell us, first of all, have you had any background in writing, and what was the source, the origin of this book, the reason for writing it?
As for my background, I wrote the columns for 2 newspapers here in Pennsylvania, and the books were as a result of my husband was ill with liver cancer, and they were all written as a tribute to him.
Oh boy. Okay, well, never enjoy hearing things like that, but obviously as a tribute to him, it will give some lasting meaning and feeling for him. Condolences go out. What is the book about?
Well, basically, the theme through all 3 books is I don't believe that love ends. I think it lives on. And I'm not just speaking about romantic love. It can be the love between siblings or between mother, father, and their child. In fact, in Love Interrupted, that is the case. It's the main focus in Love Interrupted is a father wants to make amends with his son. But what you soon realize as you read the book is that the son doesn't want anything to do with him, and the father is an angel. So
what is there? I just wanted to check here. Is there a direct link and a connection with all 3 books?
Yes.
Okay.
They're all involving the different men in the O'Hara family. The character in the first book of Superstar is Mark O'Hara. And the second book has to deal with his brother Felipe, and this third one, Love Interrupted, is more about their father, Adam.
All right, I just want to summarize Superstar Volumes 1 and 2, Broken Wings and Love Interrupted. Our guest author here today is Billie Allen. Was this a difficult experience, writing this book? Was it emotional? Was it a form of catharsis for you?
It was a closure, and basically, they sort of wrote themselves. I mean, if I tried to take the characters in a different direction, it wouldn't go. They would not cooperate. They wanted to do their thing. And when I started to write Superstar, I was basically just trying to write a story about a musician, and these angels just took over the story, and I'm glad they did, because I think it made it more interesting, and it's very quirky. I've had so many people tell me that they loved the humor in all 3 books, and this really touched me. A lot of them said that the books had helped them dealing with their own losses. I had one man come up to me and tell me that I made him cry, and I said, "I'm sorry, what did I do?" And he said that he had picked up his wife's copy of Superstar, and there is a scene in there where Mark meets this girl on the beach, and he doesn't know who she is. He doesn't even know how she got there. But he soon realizes it's his mother, who had died 12 years before that, and he doesn't recognize her. But that, for me, the reason I put that scene in there is because my own mother died when I was 13, and I never had the chance to say goodbye to her. And that was my way of closure.
All right, so you're kind of transferring these messages to other people for those who can identify with what happened, or, in an unfortunate sense, may identify with it at a later time. Are there any other messages that this book conveys, and for whom is the book intended in terms of an age demographic?
Well, I think anybody could read this. In fact, I told you the man who had picked it up and read it, I never would have expected him to enjoy it. And there's nothing in there that is well, I should take that back. In Superstar, there is a bit of violence, but it's nothing graphic. I think teenagers on up can read it. And I didn't aim it at any particular audience. In fact, I wrote the books for me. They were my closure at first.
Is this now? You've written 3, so I'm going to ask you if you certainly have the bug. Are you going to continue and write other books? Do you have other books in the works?
I'm thinking of making one final volume in this series, but right now I'm sort of burned out, so we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, it is. I'll tell you, being published, it is a draining and a totally consuming experience.
Oh, yeah.
I encourage people to do it because when it's complete, there's a feeling of euphoria, correct?
Right. And this might sound a little strange, but whenever I write, I have to have music. And since Mark is a musician, that became more important to me as the time went on when I was writing it.
Was this a book, a story that
in my head?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that when I say that they kind of wrote themselves, I could hear them talking in my head. I know it sounds crazy, but when you do write about different characters, they take over your life. At least they take over your brain.
Well, did the stories unfold as you were writing them? Now, you just made the comment you hear people talking with you. Are they telling you, and I mean this in kind of a subjective sense on your part, obviously, is this something as they're telling you what to do, the story unfolds, or did you know exactly how this would turn out when you started to write it?
No, I didn't. I had no idea. In fact, I will tell you this, the ending of Love Interrupted is so unusual. I've read literally thousands of books, and I have never seen this type of ending in any story. And I'm really proud of it. But it took me a long time to get to that ending because I didn't know how I was going to end it. It starts off with God and the Archangel Gabriel talking about one of the other characters. And it's not none of them are religious books. They are more spiritual than anything else. And I had to end it the same way I began it. If that makes any sense to you.
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask you what that last comment was directed at when you say you ended it the same way you began it.
Like a bookend.
All right. What was more difficult, developing the characters? Because you talk about how these characters are real to you, so I'm not sure the word difficulty appropriately fits it, but writing the plot. But apparently there was just a lot of emphasis on character development. Yeah.
The characters were very important to me. In fact, there's only one character in all 3 books that was partially based on a real person, and that was the character of Liam in Love Interrupted. He is based loosely on my husband's personality.
Was there a different reaction from people who knew your husband when they read the book
yes.
as opposed to others?
Oh, yeah. A lot of people that knew Rich recognized him right away. And I think he would be happy with how I portrayed. It wasn't totally about him, but there were echoes of his personality in Liam's personality.
Yeah, my suggestion, and I certainly don't mean to be instructive here, is I just think you should write that fourth book. It sounds like it's inside of you, and there won't be satisfaction until you do.
They're already talking to me, and gosh. The thing, if you, I don't know if you've read Love Interrupted yet, but if you did read it, you would understand what I'm talking about. I kind of wrote myself into a corner. So it's going to take a small miracle, but I think I can do it.
I don't have any doubt you can do it. Billie Allen, thanks so much for your touching story, compelling story. 3 books, folks. Superstar Volumes 1 and 2. Broken Wings, Love Interrupted. You can check this all out on Tate Publishing. Good luck, Billie. Thanks for joining us. All right, we'll come. Always a pleasure talking with you, and we'll be back to wrap things up.